following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. A rematch in the Elite Eight. Maybe one of the most hungriest crowds of people wander into the grand known from sport to endurance. We started with G. It's been a long time since we've seen G in this round. You got to go all the way back to the summer recharge in July 23. But now, after 21 months, he's back in the Elite Eight, making his fourth appearance. He hails from Florida, but he also splits his time in the Garden State. G's ready to make a statement because he's got a familiar foe and a familiar friend. Laraujo's from Canada, and don't let the syrup fool you. He put the dustings of not only snow, but some classic long-haul trucking. And now he moves into this endurance aid off the back of a Yepez win and a Novice Class Title. This man's on cloud nine. Nothing to lose. What better way to set it up with a rematch against G after he lost 4-1? Crazy how the months can change. We were talking about this 8 months ago in August. And in August, could G escape relegation? Laraujo was already locked in D1. And now the tides have changed as both guys enter 3-1. Something's got to give tonight. Hello everybody and welcome to the rematch from T4 2024. That was Jungle July. This is Automotive April. We go from the sport mode to the endurance mode. We're going to be playing the long game, save a little bit of rubber, but also know when to pull it out of the bag. G versus Lara. And here's the updated Elite Eight bracket. How do we get to the regional finals? We got G Lara right now coming up. Then we got a massive rematch tomorrow. It's one of two rematches on the docket. Vapor Mitt, this one, the classic T3 from last year. Mitt down to his last strike, Sweet 16, and he finds a way to beat Vapor 5-4 and advance to his, at the time, first Elite Eight. He'll make his second. Vapor looking to make his third Elite Eight tomorrow. Both guys looking to make their first Final Four. Then, the next game, as of now, will be Ed and Monkey at 8:30 Tuesday. And that game, another similar story. Monkey, second Elite Eight, ironically in this same tournament from 1 year ago. Ed making his second, ironically from the Masquerade May of Craziness about 10 months ago, and both guys will look for their first Final Four. Then the veteran KT against Gman. Of course, Gman making his first EA. KT, good old seven-timer, making his seventh appearance. We'll see on the time on that. Had some things pop up. We'll see how that one goes a little bit later tonight. A little bit later down the road. But tonight, it's the match preview between G and Lara. It's the old classic, man. The old yellow +2, the green pointing gun skip. Master Novice, as I said, Lara's already sealed up the Novice class. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. G still has Vapor in the Masters class. Could be a head-to-head duel. G looking to strike first here tonight. And, of course, the career Elite Eight record. Of course, Lara making his first appearance ever. G 2-1. The only loss being in T2 of 2023. 13-4, 13-5. Pretty dominant run for both. CPU has this game G 5-3. We'll see how this one goes moving forward, though. Well, joining me in the booth is going to be none other than my main man, JT, in the building. JT-KT combo. Looking forward to it. William Brock is the ref. And Jay, you obviously saw these players, man. Of course, you saw G against Rogers, and you saw, I believe, Laraujo as well in the first round, too. Your thoughts on just how these guys will handle a rematch, considering that rematch was on a different bot, different circumstances. At the time, it was relegation for G. Could he get out of there? And he did. And then Laraujo was on house money in the sense that all he had to do was focus on SL. Now these guys both 3-1. One of them goes to 4-1 to their could potentially be their first Final Four, or G makes it back for a fourth time. We'll see how that one goes. Your thoughts, or excuse me, third time. Your thoughts on how things will go here now, Jay, as both people. They know each other very well. And we know this bye. It can be a doozy with 2 power plays on a best of 9. Your thoughts coming up, though. Yeah, we'll get back to you, Jen, a second question later. We'll go over first to our road team, which will be Lara. Lara, I want to go to you first because I know normally you type. Sometimes you speak, though, my friend. Obviously, congratulations, buddy. You're one of 3 people this tournament to have made a class title. Obviously, novice, rookies, and legends all sewed up now. You're on house money. You've seen G before. You obviously beat the Super League champion from 2023, good old Yepez. And now you play G, who you know a little bit familiar with. First time ever in this round. Do you feel that gives you a slight advantage knowing you don't know what you don't know, and you can come in here basically off the good start to the year and just go out here and play the game without any crazy pressure, knowing, hey, if you win, great. If you lose, I never even got here in the first place. Feel free to type it out or speak it, my friend. Go for it. I guess I'll also ask, did you get the question? Make sure you get the question. She got the Q. Oh, you got it. Cool. Okay. All right, we'll go to G. Got you, buddy. No problem. Yeah, definitely going to be a little bit more different on these streams with the KT on the question there. But I'll go to G. G, obviously, you know, you've had a rocky road. Let's face it. The last 24 months of your career since the last time we saw you in E8 have been, well, pretty rocky road, right? You've been at the rocky top, so the top of the mountains back in 23. Then you went to the bottoms of the valley. But one thing I've noticed about your game this year has been more free-spirited, really, I don't want to sound really rude here, but it's been kind of more vanilla. Not in a bad way, just more vanilla, right? Don't take things too high, don't take things too low. And it's allowed you to really blossom and get you away from maybe some of the off-table distractions and other league distractions and maybe Division 2. But what do you feel tonight knowing it's a rematch, someone familiar, and also a chance to make another Final Four, which you've been circling for a long time? We'll go back to Jay while Lara thinks about. Appreciate that, G. I mean, Jay, I got to ask, man, you know, me and you have been here 12 times combined, right? You've been here 5 times in this round. I've been here. I'm going to make my 7th start pretty soon. G's obviously making his 4th. Brock's made 1. What is the pressure of this format, right? Because in other tournaments, when you make this round, you think, oh, okay, it's a best of 9, right? But when you get to that 2 power play, the game speeds up. When you got 1, okay, you can take a seat back. But when you get 2, it speeds up your thinking process, and you got to be on edge, especially in these moments where, especially for Lara, who's never been here, and he also has a Final Four berth potentially. What a sweet way to get it done if you can get some revenge. And for G, at the same time, coming back from that resiliency from 23, right, to have all those ups and downs, it makes you a better person, a better character. What are you looking forward to? What's some experience you can do from your 5 appearances you want to give to these guys here? Go for it. Appreciate that, Jay. You know, anything can happen when you get to these later rounds because really it's different. Best of 7s, you got to be on the get go. Now with a best of 9, you got some time, but with 2 power play, it almost goes back to you got to get back on the gas and really realize how you use those power plays. Brock's our ref tonight, and for game 1 for the 4th time in this round, G, it's my honor to do the call. I'll do this one. Brock, get it ready. G, it's the first game. You're 4th Elite 8. Welcome to the old Masters class battle between you and Vapor. What are we going to do for game 1, even though you're playing a rematch? What we got? All right, 12-pack it is. Brock will put it in. We all know the stakes here. Winner of this game, Brock puts us in. We go underway with the Grim 7. Winner of this game will play Region 2, which will be Monkey versus Ed coming Tuesday. Now, as of now, the round finale, but that could, like I said, change due to some scheduling things on my end and Gon's end. All right, here we go, Jay. G, all ready to load in. Let's see what he does the first turn. Lara talked about that experience factor, looking to get it back. Here comes G with the first move, and he'll go into a quick switch in the lane. Lane card. Yep, 0 sugar from Lara. Of course, Ed, one of the other 2-timers to make this round. Of course, he made his second appearance. As we go for a +2 off the bat from Gerard. A quick Clay into Andy. And you can see it already, Jay. The experience of G right here, playing aggressive, trying to run the pace and get Lara off his game. How does Lara respond? That's going to be the key with the patience and also understand the ammo control as he works his way back to 13 cards to starter. Here comes Lara. Ghost 1 indeed. Lara just going to run it clean. G looking to make a run here on the Reds. Let's see. But I'll play it nice and clean. Into the Nightwalker 7. Lara into the green after just being Yepez. Pulls the pin right there, Jay. Not a Pandora's because we switched off that yellow as we go 1 down to Vapor, who we'll see tomorrow. Two up, half off. Look at that. Just Vapor and a Chalmik down the cap, and right there and then, it's looking really good for both players. Here comes Laraujo, first chance, maybe at a little action. Let's see. No, but a little sign possibly on low on green. We'll see. G is out, but it's double Chomik to start. Laraujo taking his time. Had that green loaded, but did he run low or is he going to go for a break here and pull a little pin? It's all about that pace management, not just on pace in general, but also on ammo. Here comes Lara loading up. Taking his time, thinking this one through. You got to think this one through, Jay. Every game is more magnified with two power plays. Remember, one you can drop maybe even one. Maybe even two to an extent because you only have one. This with two, the moment you get to 3 wins, you got 2 in the locker. That changes the whole mindset. And this is a massive run from Lara. Yeah. How about that? 3 out of the 4 cards he played was the opponents, himself and G. So Lara, classic double play on the +2s with a sandwich skips into a quintuple, lands on the Acosta 9, and G, just like that, will have some work to do. Definitely did, Jay. And G going to go into the red. How about that, Jay? Maybe looking for some ISO. Goes for the triple. Oh, wrong number. Yeah, wrong number there from G. He'll have to run it clean. Now Lara looking for check. First time of the night. Let's see, or is it a finish? G probably going to try to get the old call out ready. Here comes Lara. Oh my goodness! No call out, and that's going to be game. Look at that. That confused me. I'm not going to lie. That confused me, man. But it's going to be lit. Yeah, that confused the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when you get late, I don't know. Forgot the P. It works out. All right. We'll wait for Lara to undeafen here. We'll go to G first while Lara undeafens. G, gotta think that early +2 heater was just a sense of not much and just trying to maybe salvage the inevitable. It appears no action cards here, so you're just trying to send him back on Delta and hope nothing worked out to where you got nothing in return, I'm guessing. Jay, no one can hear you on stream, man. What the hell? Hold on, I'm going to try to get you booted up. Can you say something, Jay?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
All right, yeah, thanks.
Test 1 2 3 1 2 3.
I appreciate Lamas. That's weird, man. Because on my OBS side, you were good, and then that's just okay. This happened one time with you and me stream. That's fine. Jay, you want to ask a question? I gotta fix this. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I'll give my little bit of analysis here on that game, but yeah, like good thing by Lara to being able to just take his time and building up that sick Quinto play to really set G-Man back with that 6-pack stack. That was definitely a key moment of that game, and then it was also a good thing he was just able to say Uno in time. I mean, it's fine if you miss the connection or whatever, but yeah, like I mean, both players did a flawless job, I would say, but and I mean G tried with a triple play right after, but I'd say it was that usage of the
Yeah.
+2, hit him with that six-pack stack, and then send him back. Like it gave Lara more breathing room to finish it off.
Yeah, Larry, there's nothing really to that. Plan A game. Was that a case of just being patient? Did you get anything profited off the +2? When you don't draw a card, there's really not much to ask. Plan A. What'd you get off that +2? Sorry about that, folks. We have this problem sometimes where I don't know, desktop audio sometimes cuts in and out, and I fixed it on my OBS, but I think no one could hear anybody other than myself, so that's 100% on me. I just got to be more careful with that. Sometimes I know one time it was Jay's mic, but this time it was 100% on me. I'm not even going to deny that one. Regardless, though, Larry, your thoughts on just the Plan A game win, and we're all set for Game 2 here, at least on the audio side, and the Plan A victory. I don't really got much to say. Jay was pretty much what Larry needed. I'm just going to see what he got in that +2.
Yeah, you asked about Gman plus.
Yes,
That
sir.
gave me the yellow +2 and the other green. In terms of that chain, it was mainly like plan A was to switch on the 9, but luckily G-Man played was able to.
Yeah, just wanted to confirm that. Appreciate that, Larry, and got the audio all working. Yeah, and that's what you got to do, Jay, right? Sometimes taking advantage of those Plan A wins and executing is what you need, and Laraujo gets the job done for the early 1-0. That snaps G, who had a 7-game win streak coming in, but maybe sometimes to get a good old loss and shake it off. So, Lara up 1-0 early. G looking to get this back to even. We'll see how this one goes. All right, we'll go crazy 8s for G. Brock put it in. There it is. There we go. And we're going to start it up. So, G dropping it down a little bit, Jay. Thoughts on that one early?
Yeah, just down to 8. Yeah, I mean it's about right at the edge of the mid range.
For sure.
Card starts. Always you see Lara's got a draw. Oh, they both got a draw. Yeah, that's quite weird. I guess they may have just not gotten magical enough hands from the bottom. They got to draw back on this one.
A little top deck, nothing crazy there from both. Yeah, they're definitely, in a sense, just playing each other what they want to do. It's pretty much how they play it now. Laraujo, of course, talked about more EXP as he goes into that old lane 7. As there's the 7-2, not the best in poker, but just fine in Uno. As there's the old bad Brad Blue Deuce. We'll see what Lara will look into it. Taking his time here. He's made the switch to blue. Let's see what he's got here, Jay. Loading up here. Goes for a double play.
Now as they go into blues, like that should be that should be able to give these players more options. They're still neck and neck though. G with the 1 card advantage though.
Yeah, G with the 1 card. Lara already goes for the double blue 4. That could be a sign right there. And G triple play. How about that? Into Lara's card, into green, and just like that, Jay, 3rd color. How does Lara respond?
Yeah, we'll just have to see, how lucky of a hand he got. I mean, we definitely know like that the Reds were not favored by either one. They each had to draw back on him, but now green. I mean, there's a chance Lara may have something up here to answer this.
Yeah, I would think he would here. You got to think something's coming in the back end. That's how usually this goes. When someone makes the first blink, someone's going to react. But with 8 cards, you never know. So far, it's been an interesting game on ammo, too. There it is, Jay. Triple of the roll.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's
man, check that out.
Yeah, that's clean, man. You know what? We talk about blinking first and winking, and that's Lara using all of his ammo. So for G, at least he got the flush, and that's all you could ask for. In that case, if he didn't have much, he at least got the flush of that reverse +4 combo. But back to blue now. Let's see. And G with the +2 heater, and that will send Lara backpacking to a tie game. But you got to think, Jay, 4 cards apiece now, sprint to the finish. How will G and Lara handle these blues, especially since Lara optimized the blue for the offensive measure?
Right, yeah. Yeah, Lara sure did. I mean, pretty much it made it wild. Oh, there's a wild player right there using green, but yeah, it looks like green may be favoring Lara. We'll just need to see if G-Man was able to save some.
Well, I think he did, because you think about it, he just got off that green, got that triple play into the green. Yeah, I was just going to say.
Oh, yeah.
But now I don't even know here. We hadn't seen yellow. So this opens up Pandora's on the last potential card. That's interesting.
Man, Yoshi into Drip Zero. It's hard to get an answer off this kind of card here.
Here comes Lara. Does he have an answer? Oh, another +4. Unbelievable.
Oh,
And gets the
and
Uno.
another
Wow.
stinger.
Did not see that one coming.
Oh, geez, Louise, man, how about this? But still, G-Man's able to run it, though.
Lara looking for 2-0. Let's see. I mean, a 7 could be the one kicker. Let's see. Nah, no,
And that should do it.
yeah, no need for the 7 kicker. That was Lara 2-0 monster. There's nothing to say. G, I don't got anything for you, man. Great job. I mean, I did say on the Bronx, that was a good. You made him blink on the first +4, but you can't do much on 2 +4s. That's just a case of just chalk that one up to bad luck there. I don't really got much to say on 8 cards, unless you got anything.
I mean, I've been sloppy on the call outs. I could have got that one, but yeah. I mean, I was close. I was two times one away. So that's just how it goes. Maybe I got a power play there, but yeah. I've been this hole before, and I was expecting this to be tough. So it's not really that frazzled right now. So I'll just kind of go into game 3, see what we got in the away stand.
Lara, great hand right there, buddy. And we talk about you got stopped twice in a sense, right? You double wild +4, a little wild right there. But did you benefit in a sense where you basically had no yellow and it was a 2-color hand? You really just had green and the blues right there. Was that almost the benefactor to where the 2-color actually worked out and G had an offset of maybe some red and yellow and he couldn't really execute? It was an offset game. Talk to me about how you handle those offset games up here 2-0 early in the series.
Is that question for me or Gman?
You.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my starting hand was correct. Not gonna lie. Yeah, the starting hand was just all blues and then the one green. Then the only draws I did gave me the red 9, another green. So, yeah.
Yeah, cracked hand. I mean, there's nothing really else to say. It was pretty good. Appreciate that, man. No, normally I would have something else to ask, but I mean, when you've only drawn one time and that was off the red 9, you just been optimizing your hands, and sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes in this game, especially on 8 cards. So good job to you right there, my friend. Jay, right now, Laraujo and all the momentum. A little surprising here so far. Your thoughts as he'll go into his homestand. Of course, you think about when you sweep on the road stand, that changes your whole mindset for the rest of the series at home. You're thinking about just getting 1, right? You don't even need to get 2. You get 1, 3, 1, and then boom, you start thinking about that power play. So your thoughts so far on how Lara's turning tides and how G's going to turn it back for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Like Lara's surprised me. I mean, like I told you at the start of this, I've rarely seen Lara in action. I mean, maybe once or twice, but I've seen G-Man, in action in this game, a lot more compared to Lara. So. Yeah, it's weird to see G-Man in this kind of position on the outside looking in and looking to bring it back to a tie. But maybe he can, do like a reverse psychology kind of play and take 2 road wins for himself too. That's certainly a possibility.
All right, well, we'll see, Lara, who will get the call. My friend Lara, first time ever at home in the Elite 8 game here. What do you got, my man? No 12-8.
Let's do 10.
All right, we'll split it. Brock, 10 cards. Split it in. Keeping it to this mid-tier range. Looking clean for both on those 2 home wins. Now, how will Laraujo go head home? Looking to go up 3-0. 10 cards, Brock. Sorry about that, buddy.
10 cards?
Yes, sir. 10 cards. You can hear me, right? Yeah, I mean, I should be readable. That's anyway. I'll work on the audio if it's glitching out again. I'm sure it's not, but I'll keep in mind that. Red Zero, Lara first time at home, Jay, and now this could be the thing, right? When he's at home, he can run the pace and go aggressive and go however he wants to go, and that makes a difference for sure.
Totally, yeah. Got that Black Cherry Zero Sugar, which you can get at drinkmetalwithout.energy.com. Don't forget it. And yeah, Lara. I mean, he's got the call right here. We saw him go at a more controlled pace in the first game, and that proved to be the right way to go. Does that set him up for his first win? As he'll still keep it simple, 0-7.
Yep, over to the... Well, there's another switch right to lane. We've been seeing a lot of lane switches to enable runs here. Now here comes Lara as we go into that blue. G off the knight into the blue 7 deuce combo, and here we go.
Yeah, G, we've seen him make the most switches this series, and there's another one that he does from blue to green, and Lara doesn't like that. As G-Man can keep on rolling with the plant 5 now as he plays.
Well, Lara have a 5, really. That's going to be the key. I mean, you got to think about this, Jay. The number efficiency here is going to be key. G trying to pull the pin early, but we've seen sometimes pulling the pin early doesn't work because of the number efficient on the back end. Here comes Lara. Let's see. So far, has been pretty much in control all series here, 2-0. And knows he's got time to really step on the gas here if he can get a win. Laraujo taking his time here. We talked about his road to get here. Obviously, had that massive win against Yepez is the highlight. You know, he's taken a lot of names, written a lot of checks, and he'll go to red. There's the third color. Back to it, though. G had no red earlier, Jay. Let's see.
He's still able to connect with the double, but yeah. G, I'd say he's got a pretty nice hand. He's been able to really take control from Lara, who's got to draw once again. I'd say G might be onto something here, but no, I take that back.
Because he stalled down
Both
the red.
of these guys.
It's ISO, and that's what we say, Jay. It's the ISO game, right? When you're both stalled out, it really comes down to who wants to play the ISO, and that's nothing really to bother right there. Another red 3. Lara just undercuts it off to the deuce.
Yeah, they both might be top deck plays. I'm thinking we'll have to see what else G-Man's able to come up with.
G with a triple play.
Oh!
Wow.
That's something to come up with, boy.
Yeah, first time G has a massive delta on Lara, but 15-2, and now G in the driver's seat for now. However, Laraujo with 15 cards, that's a dangerous prospect, Jay. We know when you get that deep. We saw when he was back, he used a little bit to go to the end around. What does Lara have in the back pocket here to stop G will be the key as he continues to drive into this red zone.
Oh yeah, G-Man, he's got well of an advantage right now over Lara. I mean, just like Lara did onto him in game 1, where he had hit him with a 6-pack stack, and now G-Man did the same thing to him, and now Lara was already in enough of a deficit. Now he's in a greater deficit.
My goodness.
Triple +2 into a Sanford 610.
How about that scoreboard flipper? Basically one turn, one false swoop, and just like that, Jay, how about this? Red +2s, juiced. Yellow +2s, juiced. A green +2 is out there. Only blues remain the +2s, and one green. He's juiced the +2s, and we just got a new ball game. Wow. That is crazy, Jay. It just shows you the momentum swings it can have in this game, and now both guys basically got what they wanted. Is Lara's going to draw on the red. Interesting. So he uses all his stuff up. That's interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Well, I mean, props to Lara. I mean, even just for using that as a stalling maneuver, at least he's given himself more life in this game.
The life will be looked into for sure. As now G has the lead with possession arrow at the 11-12 mark. Here comes Lara looking for the tie. Ammo off the wazoo, both going, and we are tied into blue.
From Alan into Nick, the March Madness champ.
Yep, Alan and Nick. Of course, Nick already locked in the Super League. Lost the first time we saw him in this tournament. Of course, he picked the theme. Alan unfortunately lost to Leah. As it's back to Alan, there we go. Does Lara have a blue in response? No, and that's a great ISO from G. Now the question...
It looks like... Yeah, go ahead.
Now the question becomes, Jay, as there's G really going aggressive with these switches here. This time a triple play into Toasty, Goldie, into Brian. You wonder how much returns both got, because as we go into this G6 here, Vapor Style, popping bottles, you give your opponent +12, your opponent +6. It really adds up sometimes to go back, as G is continuing the monster light switching. He's not stopped.
Oh no, for sure. This is kind of his style that I'm, mostly picking up on now. This is just kind of his thing. Brock, our ref, he can also relate too. He just keeps on, fading, into multiple colors, here in this one round. So Gman keeping up the same style.
Yeah, the fades are important, and you look at this right now as we go yellow 3, half off special. You gotta know when to fade. You gotta know when to hold them and fold them. And I think I've got a feeling G might have something cooking right here, Jay, because he seemed pretty confident off that red too. And usually when he starts making those kind of comments, he's got a pretty solid hand or something in the back. And yeah, you see what I'm saying, Jay? This is when G makes those comments. I know him like a book. He's starting to feel it. The question is, was this the right move? If Lara had a backdoor wild, he's starting to feel it right now. Let's see if this was the right break to pull the pin. Lara goes clean into the retro 8. And now a Nick 9, 1 up this time. So G making the break. How does Lara respond? Nothing really.
Yeah, so now at least for Lara, I mean, we're on a color in which he's not really going to get iced as well. Compared to the reds that we saw, looks like that's the one that he knows that he wants to stay away from.
Well, Laraujo now looking to make a move here into the blue 7. Does he have anything backdoor? No. G looking for a potential finish. Well, now this is a heater. I'm telling you, Jay, he's got this monster hand. The only thing that's going to stop this hand is a +4 or something. Okay.
Always being transparent right there.
No, I think
rarely do you see that by anybody.
I think he's playing a mind game. I think he's playing a mind game, Jay. The question becomes now, the only thing with those mind games is Lara pull a plus something. We know we don't have anything in red, but the +4s are always out there. That's the thing. Or even just a regular wild to play ISO. We'll see.
Lara's still got a good number of cards over G. I mean, looking to get to check. Lara's got every opportunity possible to try and stop him, but he's still just gonna calm away and just think of something to stop him now.
Yep, Laraujo thinking this one through, and he's got to think this one. As G plays a little minor, 8 minutes into this game so far. Game 3, if you're just joining us late, G was swept on his first 2 initial home games. Lara, plan A. Really got the job done. Now Lara looking for a 3-0 here as G has put Lara in check. Right now, G at 2, Lara at 7. Not the best in poker, but just right on the scoreboard for G in Uno. And you got to make this pace call right here if you're Lara, because you're up 2-0. You got a little leeway, but at the same time, if you're playing a guy like G, you got to step on the floor. Jay, this is a guy that's been around the block. He was here from the OG days, right? This is a guy that's played, if you count this one Super League appearance, as Lara loads up here, he's played 13 out of 14 tournaments in his career. He's been around the block, as that's nothing really from Lara to go. Here comes G for the finish. Yeah, there it is, +4. That's going to do it. Yeah, 100%.
You did it there.
100%, right. And like I said, called that one. Okay. There you go. 9-12 on the scroll. I'll get that reset. I'm going to go to G. G, like I said, kind of read you like a book right there. I knew when you started to say some of those mind games, I said right before the blue wide, you kind of had a monster hand. But was that off an ammo return off that +12 mega to start off with as a starter question?
The +4 was not, but everything else was. I just kind of went with it, got the 2 wilds off the +12, and then just kind of slowly made my way through. And I think having that early red draw was kind of helpful in working around getting to the finish.
Gotcha.
And I had a good number of efficiency as well, so that kind of helped out as well. But
Yeah,
on the board. That was the main goal out of that game, and now we look to bring this back.
I appreciate that, G. We'll go to Laraujo. Laraujo, you'd go for the monster +12. Then you couldn't work the red efficiency. Was that just a tough start, considering you didn't have any red maybe to begin with, and G used you as an ISO and you just couldn't elaborate back? Talk to me about that +12, and could you have maybe saved some things? Maybe could you have saved the +2 backdoor? Talk to me about that +12, though, and why not just split up some of that ammo and play a conservative there? Talk me through that. Go for it.
Yeah, the +2 there was because I noticed he had only 2 cards left.
All right.
I wanted to set things back a little bit. But yeah, I probably could have saved one and just had to be like a +6.
I got you.
Uh, uh,
Jay's mic cutting out?
No, I'm still here.
No, his mic cutting out there for a minute? I couldn't hear him for a minute. Larry, you got me?
No, I was able to hear him.
Oh, okay. I thought you good, man. Might be my end. Well, that's interesting. So you heard what he said. I did hear that one moment, though. He talked about how he could have maybe saved the +2. And so I guess, Larry, what color, if you would have saved it, would you have saved the red +2 or would you have saved the green +2? I don't think you would have saved the yellow because it was in yellow, but could you have saved maybe the green or red, or did you just not have enough yellow to where you wanted to make the +2, send it back, hopefully no top decks, and play a top deck undercut? Claire?
Yeah, now I'm not hearing him.
You don't hear him now, right?
No.
Okay. Might be his audio. Shoot. I'll just type it out to him. Hold on. Which color? If you wanted to hold back on. We know it was on yellow because it was on. Alright. Well, that's interesting, Jay. You look at this now. No one's won, right? Nobody is. Oh, boy. I think he dropped off.
Oh,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that might be a
maybe
mic.
Discord problems.
No, let's not go there. Let's hope it's in. I'd rather have an internet problem. We do not need a Discord issue. But while we wait for him to come back here, you know, I think about this, Jay, right here. Nobody's won yet at home, and sometimes when you get that first home win, especially if you're in this Game 4 situation where you know it's going back to G, that makes a whirlwind of difference. If you get that home win up 3-1, that's different than if you're going 2-2. How does Lara approach this one knowing when he gets back here that no one's won at home and basically the road team has a little more house money to start this series?
No, I mean it's for him in a way. I mean it's just a matter of him taking whatever preventative measures he can to not basically have a deja vu happen to him where Gman gets 2 straight road wins over Lara now, and of course that'll also change the landscape of the series for sure. So I mean G definitely is not out of it. I mean given his background, given his experience. And from what I've seen him do, over the last couple of years in this series, I'm sure, I mean, even the mind games that he was playing too, like G's starting to, flex a little bit and starting to show what he's really got.
Well, that's what it is with the flex sometimes. And while we wait for Lara to get back here, not sure what happened there. Do want to take you to the bracket one more time. G, Lara right now, and then we got the big one, Vapor Myth. A lot of people have talked about that rematch being the game of the round, mainly because of the stakes with those two. Another OG crowd. Everybody here is an OG except for one player. Gone, the only one for 2020. No 2024 player made it. That's crazy. That signed up to the league in 24, which was more of that new fresh crop that came in with that crazy rookie class. Everybody's here from T1. It would be G, myself, Vapor Myth, and Monkey, and then T2 for Ed. Lara was a T5 23, one of the last guys to play in the 2023 era. And of course, Gman making his debut in the league for Division 1 in 2025. Was here in 2024 in Division 2. Waiting for Lara to come back, though, as we go back to the scene here, as we continue to fill this dead era while he may have had an internet issue. We apologize for some of the audio issues and some of the gremlins we've had to start tonight. But Jay, early so far, the light switching, as we go to the stats board right here, 25 color switches, which is an average of about 12.5, right? G controlling most of that. The +4s and wilds have been pretty clean. +2s have been okay, a little bit more on Lara's side. G's had more skip reverse meta, but we talk about the card stat. Sometimes it's misleading because game 2 and 1, Lara had plan A, and then G got most of that ammo in game 3. Talk to me about how you try to adapt and adjust for the stats, considering They come in spurts. They come in big runs rather than just mini spurts.
I just kind of.
Yeah, what?
Oh,
Yes,
sorry,
go
I
for it,
was
Jay.
me, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I thought that was his question.
No, that's for you, man.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, when you do look at the stats, like it's definitely some areas of where Gman excels at, and also some areas that Lara excels at. But yeah, it's just when you do have those action cards, obviously it's a matter of using them at the best time. And yeah, there's Lara's responses you see.
Oh boy. Okay. That's okay. That's a little weird. I have to check that then. Gee, your hand was good though, right? You had no problems with the hand feature, right? Everything was loading.
Yeah, it was. I didn't have any issue. I probably just. I don't know.
Has to be
I
his
don't
internet,
really sure
right?
what's going on. It's probably internet, but there you go.
Should we wait for him to come back? Yeah, I don't want to start if we don't. Let me ask him. Yeah, just let us know when you're good. But G, you wanted to say something about the stats? I didn't. That was for JT. I should have just said JT instead of just J. I'm sorry, man. You want to interlude in there? I apologize.
I mean, most of this game so far has been Lara with big runs, and I've been doing with a bit more spurts.
Right.
But when it comes to the big runs, I just got to be ready for it, and then know what I need to do to be able to counter it. So, I think that third game definitely was a bit of an equalizer, but I think a lot of that came from that plus 12 ultimately. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Appreciate that. Well, as we continue to wait for the internet issues. Real quick, Brock, you got till 10, right? Then you got to go.
I mean, I can stay until this game's over, but
I know you got to work, man. You got to work. I don't want to. I'll get somebody on standby if he's got internet problems. I don't want you guys to have. Jay, I know you got till what 10:30 usually. You're out of here.
Yeah, about 10ish.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you if we're in a game 9, it's 10:50. If it's close to, we're good. Well, I'll let you guys go at 10. That's no problem. I know you guys got to work early in the morning. You good, boss?
Back?
Lara, this is KT. Got a copy?
Are we back?
Lara, copy?
Yeah.
Can you hear him, Jay?
Yeah, I can hear
Yes. Copy that.
All right, copy. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you wouldn't have mattered. All right. Your call for game 4. Everything's good now with the internet for now?
I think so.
All right, buddy. Your call for game 4, no 12 and 8. Just let me know what you need. If the hand ain't working, that's something with the bot. We'll keep an eye on that if it really is something wrong. But what do you got for game 4?
Let's run it back 10.
Run it. All right, Brockton, hit ref. Just hit refs. If it's run it back 10, yeah, okay. Run it back 10. Here we go. You're gonna run it back. Looking to get up 3-1. G looking for the tie, and we'll start off with the green 0 sugar. Well, Jay, now it's a little bit different ball game here. G, a little confidence on that road win. Excuse me, that road win. Everybody's rolling the road. A little confidence in general, and if you're both players, when you start getting that confidence level up, especially when you start winning games early, especially on the road, it really makes you a little bit more adversity based on the playing, but also gives you a little bit of momentum, which is very key in these later rounds.
No, it's important to, once you get that confidence, keep it as long as you can. And I mean, even if a player or an opponent knocks you off your rhythm a bit, I mean, it's important to just not let it out of your grasp. Just know that you've gotten this far for a reason, and you can still be able to make good things, and if you can just stay in the fight.
We'll go to another switch. I mean, Jay, this has been the story. G is playing hokey pokey all around these switches. Unbelievable. Going back to green from the yellow. He's playing this one tricky, and he's trying to get Lara into that echo chamber. Let's see how Lara responds. Remember, this could go quick, and Lara's going to feed into it as we go into a trips deuce action, just missing the bat for the Skittles.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, like, gee, he's taking a Lara to school almost on these like elementary school, bring around the rosy pocket full of posy, and just keep on switching it up. So that's like I said, that's just kind of his thing. He's yeah.
Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. We'll see what the final ashes will land on this game. Course game 4, best of 9, 2 power play, a long way to go. And once again, G is able to expose the Reds, but that you kind of saw that one coming. Draw City was expected.
And yeah, looks like that's the avenue that they're going to go down right now. As G's able to top deck it right there,
Little
but
topper, yep. Lara not going to go for the switch, just plays it clean. Here comes G. Does he break the switch? He'll go for the plus 4 here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, over into captain.
And once again, G deciding to make the break and, get in that same situation as the last game. Lara's got a choice to make here. 3 to 14 was 2 to 15. We'll see what the choice he makes. Plus 4 already used too early.
Yeah, of course, doing that kind of thing against Lara, we saw him make a triple +2 to make it. I think what would that be? 10 cards, or a dozen?
Put it back 12 cards on that triple +2 back to 14 game 2 or game 3. Excuse me.
Right? Yeah, it was that one. Yeah, like that could be a deadly kind of move. I mean, if
Oh wow.
he's going to play chill right there, but I mean that kind of move. I mean, you better be careful in case Lara has a couple extra +2s. I mean, that could be deadly.
Switching back to blue. G going to school on the switches, and that's hard to believe, Jay, but this opens up Pandora's here on this blue. Let's see if it's one too many. Let's see. Let's see what he's got.
And so far, Lara's been able to connect pretty nicely with these, and yep, sure did right there.
Well, +2, and there it is, right? Saves the game as well. 10-4 action. G back with 2 freshies, and now Lara going to get a chance here to run. It's 10-5, looking for 4 possessions here if he can play it.
G's frozen right there, though.
Yeah, he's frozen for sure.
Lara could use this as a chance to maybe close in again, maybe build up enough of a run to maybe tie it up.
Let's see what the run's going to be. Lara taking his time here, like I said. Got G iced and he'll play it clean. Now G looking for a switch, or is he playing? He's just going to backdoor with the draw. And now Lara getting closer. This is almost the exact opposite. More ammo control here from Lara, and he switched the game as we go into green now. Once again,
Yeah, that saved G right there. I mean, he knew that as long as Lara was playing the blues, it wasn't going to work. So props to him for trying something new.
Yeah, that's a big save right there from good old Lara, or G, and now Laraujo will have to go back on offense here potentially on trying to get back to blue. Big play there from G. He's been trying to, and that's a heater, a heat check in the red. Interesting. No classic there, you would think. You would think maybe go with a classic play, maybe a blue, but Lara wants to make the break in the red. Let's see what he's got in this red. Everything's free in there. He's going to go ditto play. Does G hike that number of fish, though? Nope, just continue to run the red. Lara makes the break down to 6. G at 3. What does he got here? What's it going to be?
Yeah, they're trying to cut the lead in half right there, because that's what Gman currently has. Up from a red Allen 9. At least he does have more options, given the fact he is still at 6 cards. So is he going to use one of them as an option, or just keep playing it chill?
Lara taking his time. We'll see what the move here. I would think here now, Jay, this is a case of really think this one through, and you got to think if you play ammo here, you can't be regretting it. And this is a heat check and a half.
Oh, yep.
These are a lot of heat checks. I'm not sure if this is going to work here from Lara. I'm not going to lie, Jay. Let's see. Unless that's all he had. Yeah, wow.
Oh, yep.
That
So he
actually,
had it all right.
yeah, that fell right into his lap. Think about it. If he had just stuck with the red, yeah, if he just sticks with the red, then G's got to use that +4 in defense. I'm going to go to G here. GF kind of fell in your lap, I'm not going to lie, man, because think about it. That game is not happening if he doesn't do that double wild over to red-yellow. It almost fell in your lap right there, you say.
I mean, I had a good starting hand.
Okay.
Little bit of mind games here and there. I won't go into specifics right now, but yeah, that's kind of just what I needed.
Interesting. Yeah, just one draw off that G or J. Just looking at the only drew back once, got that red 7, then a +4. So that's interesting. Bit fortunate. So yeah, I can see where the mind games are coming in. He's trying to start the clock. He's trying to play more of that pseudo game where he's trying to get into Lara's head and see how he can cope, because we haven't had a single person win yet on the old home team. So I'll go to Lara. Lara, why the break on that yellow wild? Did you have a finish there, or were you thinking, G, maybe not having yellow because of the switch off allowed you to really be more aggressive with it? You could have easily did a classic in the blue. Your thoughts on, in my opinion, more just saving it up and trying to, I guess, play off kilter with it and be aggressive on the wild instead of just maybe doing a classic or something. What was the theory behind that?
Well, I had no 9s to switch off of, and I was gonna play the red reverse before the Ditto 5.
Okay.
But I forgot to, so I just played it then and switched to yellow, which was mainly the rest of.
Gotcha. Okay. So definitely just trying to be more aggressive on the throttle right there, get a little bit more into the, I guess, to your arsenal of hand, right? Arsenal of ammo potential. You had the +2. You went tit for tat for that, and then you went to the double wild. So, okay. Makes sense on that one, just trying to step on the throttle, maybe be a little aggressive. And Jay, that's the thing, right? When you be a little more aggressive with those wild saves and that package, you got to really make sure you nail the setup, because if you don't nail the setup, it can go in a different direction fast. And just like that, we're in a best of 5, and nobody's won at home. It's been a curse so far.
Oh yeah, it kind of has. I mean, I kind of told you. I mean, once G, I had a feeling he would find a way to even the series up like this. I mean, even though you're down 2-0, I mean, Gman shows that he doesn't get discouraged all too easily. And I mean, given the fact he also had a good hand in Game 4, but now we pretty much got it tied up. And just 3 more wins by each. And they're moving on, and the power plays are still in use as well.
Yeah, double power play. That's something we'll keep in mind here as we'll go back to G's homestand. It's been a good series so far. Both guys have tied it up. Nobody won at home yet, G. Free board here, other than the old 10. What do you got?
Let's go. Actually, wait.
G gonna take his time here, I guess. While he takes his time here, Jay, you look at this game right now. It really comes down to, I think, 2 things from both parties. It comes down to the light switching from G to be able to enable some of this. We'll go 11. Brock put that in. I'll keep it going on talking. It's going to be the enabling of the light switching, and how does Lara keep those mind games of G, as we got a +4 free choice right here.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, this is where the fireworks begin. How the fireworks will begin really will come down to the start. And if you're G, you can push the pace however you want, so he'll go for the blue deuce. Start it off.
Yeah, now we're back into his homestand. And, of course, if you lose 2 at home, I mean, you want to get the redemption right away and get that home win on your side, and then get the home crowd momentum to carry you on and on to victory. So very important right here. And it's props to G-Man for just playing it simple. As it's good to not use up your good stuff too soon.
Laraujo, we'll see what he'll do here on this opening blue deuce here from Brad. Of course, the Brad card. Taking his time, loading up. It's been Been a quiet game for both on the home games, and it's been the road teams that have won. That's, like I said, makes you wonder what will matter. We saw a little whiplash, maybe Lara with some good hand. Obviously, that last game had a decent hand. This goes for the switch again. This is when we talk about G. He's just going for the classic switches. That's basically it. Just trying to push the pace and enable it. You know, you wonder here, Jay, I'm thinking about this too, with that red. Red's been the one color that Lara hasn't been able to cook. Oh, there it is again. Seems to be one color he can't cook, and G's been able to just isolate him on that one when it hasn't been a Plan A game, and that's sometimes how you can flip momentum, and it's working right now.
Yeah, it sure seems to be. I mean, you got to take it any way you really can here, and it's important to really get that. But now the momentum is stalling a bit as both players are drawing back.
Yep, into the old draw city here, and then we'll get to that first one tonight for a hot second. I mean, you got to look at this now from Laraujo's perspective, as that's not going to do much there. It's just a classic red 4, and G's going to draw back. That can mean a lot of things. It can mean a lot of back-end switches. It can mean a lot of pull the pins. It can mean a lot of, as we continue to go draw city here, it can mean a lot of things with that early ISO from both players. And you look at both guys here so far, considering they haven't been into this in a second, it makes you wonder who, when someone does pull the pin, how do you manage the other three colors? Could be the difference, and who's saving will also be key as well.
Yeah, so right there, I believe we just top decked her right there. Yeah, as Lara goes back to drawing. But no, this thing is far from being decided. And yeah, I mean, if we end up having to go to larger cards, with about 14, 15, 16, but nope, never mind. G's going to switch it up with this green here. So now we're going to start to see things move.
I agree. Green wild there from G, trying to throw Lara off. Gotta think here with so many cards, Jay, not a big problem for either player. No doubt.
I know either player can definitely make up the runs now, as it's Lara's turn to potentially start one up now.
We'll see. Taking his time. He's been pretty clean on the run so far, taking his time on the pace, not trying to play all overly aggressive, and G's been able to roll with that pace tonight. Now into the green 8, the Chomik green 8, and now it's G. Makes the move, Laraujo. How does he respond back as we continue to go back and forth so far early on these three greens we played? G making the green to break the wild. They're looking to load up.
We're starting to have the pace move a little bit faster now. Yep, there's a double, a triple, matter of fact, by Lara.
Back to the red 1. That's hard to switch off of, and that's interesting from Lara. We talked about saving some of that, and he'll save it right there and goes into draw city.
Oh, yep, that's a classic, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, G had to draw, and then also Lara does, too.
Classic, and just like that, Jay, if Lara profits off this, think about it. It's an even game. Even if it's not anything bad, you just profit, you take a little bit of the scoreboard and tie it up, and now you can really reset the game, and that's what Lara's done here. Great job. This is what we hadn't seen from him in his career. He's been more of a player that would push the pace and not really look at things from a different perspective. And I think if you're G there with that wild, maybe try to throw him off. I'll have to ask him why the early wild. Could be one of the mind games too. We'll see. Lara's going to draw.
Yep, just not much to really comment on here. Just typical draw city fashion, and just
double it, yeah.
The pace was rolling pretty nicely, but then when Lara did that classic play as he top decks right there, then that's when we both players had to hit the brakes and go back momentum. But there's a G on one of his classic switches.
Yeah, the classic switch, and there it is, G. Looking clean.
Into another lane switch, ironically enough.
Yeah, that's been a popular night over the lane. It's been the number one switch tonight. It's been it's been the one thing that's enabled both players, especially G here, is he's been having that open invitation to do it. We talked about two power plays. We'll keep that in mind. They're taking his time now. This is the pace management. Now a new color, trying to optimize the game and really take that time and sort out the hand, but we don't know if it could be internet as well.
Yeah, and I was really thinking.
Lara really taking his time and thinking this one through, loading it up, and he'll go zero sugar G on the wickets here. Into the blue 6. Lara going to continue to roll into your card, JT. 1 down this time.
Yep, 065 and over to Stingray.
Into the stain, G in a yellow. Makes another break as we continue to go Pandora's opening. Lara up by 2 possessions if he can play. Maybe 3, pending if he has a double run.
A tough loss for Stingray against Logan, too, by the way.
Yeah, Stingray took a tough one, too. No, not Logan.
Oh, it was not. Gotcha.
Yeah, in 7. Yeah, it's, you streamed that one, remember?
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, it was Nam in 7. Sting was up 3-1. Couldn't handle it. G obviously had played Nam the last round. Took him to school. Here comes G plus 2. Another wild green. That's big. Flips the scoreboard.
Yeah, sets it back, and then now he's got him into the color that he wants. On top of that, I mean, even though, just 2 card deficit, so you could tell, these players are still quite close.
Absolutely, and that's the difference, man. When you have this close connection right here, is Lara's going to draw back with that green now. Those wilds can make a difference, and G going to go aggressive with the 7s, whereas the switch was. Let's see if Lara's got anything. Otherwise, that's a good move right there, using some of that CH, and it's working. Here comes G. He's going to go 7-2. Now does Lara have a deuce to switch it back? He will in a yellow, and that's 2 color. How does G respond with the yellows? He'll play it cool.
Yeah, just playing a Costa 9. Still staying calm about it.
Up into the Acosta 9 now. Playing it cool, staying cool about it. Here comes Lara. Looking to load up. Taking his time. He had made the break in the yellow. Let's see if he's got something to play. And he'll just ditto it.
Yeah, he does the card that he had.
That might give G a chance, though, Jay, with the 9s. You never know. There's a +2. So saved a little bit of that +2 action. He had a double +2 on the yellows if he needed it. Could have maybe stopped the run going back to that yellow. Interesting. Could be playing with the looks, too. We'll see.
Lara's still, going nice and easy right here. Double it up.
Wow, that's big right there, Jay. You got to think on the green 6. That's going to put Lara in a box now. Let's see how he can continue to go. And he goes to red. That's a triple play. Does that give G a little bit of an enabler, though? Making that quick break to red. We hadn't seen red in a hot minute. That G looking for the win here, too. Is he loading up here, looking for a possible finish, or is he thinking about a power play? Now takes his time to think this one through. Not sure. Maybe. I'm thinking power play.
We actually called the double with that one. 3 6s.
Yeah, trips double wild, as Sanford would say. 6, the blue would be the M for the Skittles. Haven't seen one of those all night. Now I think it's going through the card history and the progressions here, 100%.
And now it's G who's stalling it out a bit and doing right there. Oh, power play! You said it. You said it, boss.
I know.
He sealed it up.
I know these guys like a back of my. Gee, I'm sorry, but I knew your play by. Every time you take that time, we know that power play alert come. Brock, you there? Make sure you get the log. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, man. I'll go G or G. Interesting game, though, man. Really good job of using that eye candy, using some of that camo look. Do you think he that little triple play did to red? Did that stop you from using some of your ammo, or were you trying to play that more mind game strategy, save some of them +2s, right? You did a good job saving one, used that as a back reserve tank, and then go for the kill shot with the triple right there as a little split ammo chopping style +2 into it? Or was that red 6? Well, I guess that red 6 wouldn't have mattered anyway, right? Because if you look at, if he doesn't even switch there, it's pretty much game as long as you power play it in a way. So I guess that one didn't matter.
I mean, ideally, I would have wanted to escape with that with the power play in hand, but based off the situation, I was thinking there was still some ammo being held over, so I wasn't going to risk it. With 2 power plays, I felt more comfortable going for that. So, just kind of rolled through it. I've kind of gotten a better read on what I need to do, and it's kind of just been it. I mean, that long draw did help me get the +4.
Okay.
So that helps, but that was interesting game. That was a little bit more long drawn, and that +2 was a bait. So
Okay, so the yellow +2 is a bait to confirm.
yeah, +2 in the wild. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I said. Okay, that's why I said, Jen. He's playing. Listen, I've known this guy for a long time, and when he starts getting into these mind games, it can suffocate you. Lara, how do you try to stop these mind games? And 2, I thought you did a good job with that ISO play for sure. That ISO play back to red, it stopped him out a little bit. But are you lacking some ammo, or are you just lacking a little bit of the control maybe off the start? With red being your deficient color all night, you just can't work with what you got compared to the first 2 games where you didn't have any red either, but it was more that plan A where you can just run to the finish.
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh god. Oh man. Let me see if I can get you an easier one. My question is: so when you don't have the red, when you have the red, that you've been red deficient all night, you haven't been able to get the red working. How do you try to operate your game with 3 colors? And then your thoughts on how you gotta try to control these mind games from G, who's putting a lot of camo looks as the +2 wild, a lot of these, I guess you'd say filler mind games where it's throwing you off kilter a little bit. How do you navigate those waters?
I guess with mind games of my own, because I have thrown some things out here, like a few things out here as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, the switch to red, I was hoping to get him to draw back, but he had the +4.
Okay, so you didn't have any +4s or anything lurking back in? Just a
No, I did have a +4.
Okay, so trying to
I
control
just chose not to.
Gotcha. Trying to control it. I gotcha. Okay. So that's interesting, Jay, right? It's really the switching, right? G's been doubling up on the switching. That's the thing. 28 switches to 18. It's 10 more, right? He's been really just trying to use more of that experience of what he's had in the past, right? And trying to get Lara off his game, speed up his game, and try to work into it. Now, he lost the power play. There's still one more. How do you think Lara tries to combat this to get this to a tie series? And your thoughts on the mind games that G, it's been working. The old crafty vet making some resiliency and hay here.
Oh, of course, I agree. I mean, with G, with all that he knows. I mean, like I said, I mean, with him now having the advantage, I mean, it gives him the chance to kind of flex and kind of play some mind games with Lara a bit, and we've absolutely seen it work. And him, stalling a bit, which I mean, you were able to call it out almost instantly, but of course, me not really being able to really catch on it as quickly. I mean, you sensed that power play. He was going to use one up, and sure enough, that's what did it. But I mean, I wouldn't be discouraged one bit. If I was down a power play like G is, I mean, he's still doing a-okay, getting that advantage up on Lara. But I mean, Lara, I mean, he's only down 1, so he's not down by that many. He can still make it up absolutely.
Appreciate that, Jay, for those insights. And been an interesting game so far. G gets the first game at home. He'll get another start here. G, free board other than 10-11 pack. What do we got here? We'll go 9. All right, keeping in that mid-tier range. Brock going to send us into that 9. Jay, you know this start. Take us here. What we got?
Oh, yep. Yeah, it's... G going to be just taking it easy peasy right here with this mid-tier card start. And now the chances are more likely that the pace is going to be a switching up, and yeah, he switches up right away aggressively.
Interesting. That one I'm a little surprised, Jay, because Lara hasn't found anything on red all night. You think law of averages, hey, let him run low on red, and if he hasn't, let him run out, and then you can really work your progression. So interesting to switch it up right there. This could give Lara life because he hasn't had any red all night. So we'll see. Here comes Lara. Taking his time.
Yeah, just something that he's, you
man.
were used to seeing doing. Oh, he was building something up. That was why.
Yeah, quick play back, and that's going to be yellow 0 from G. Now Lara into the yellows. Blue, maybe deficient. We'll see. Let's see how this one goes.
Yeah, real sweet. Yeah, real sweet. Triple play by Lara.
Yeah, Lara already in the... Go for it, Jay.
Just G already able to had that 0 handy, but now Lara's got to draw back. So G he's got a run right there. Oh no, I stand corrected.
Well, I mean he's been doing this all night, where he's been content to draw and working them draw C's. The question is his top decks. That's the key. They're both going to be content. They're both content here. That's going to be a top decker into yellow.
One up.
Yeah, 101 up to Brock. There he is. G with a double. So he gets to skip to 5, and it's tie game. Lara with the possession arrow, though, if he can play. Let's see what he's got. Here comes Lara looking.
Lara was able to. He was able to get that top deck, but he had tried taking a step forward, and G-Man he made him take 2 steps back, but now both of them are going to be taking another step back.
Well, that's the thing, right, Jay? It's the feeder. It's the feeder of just yin yang. Right? You take the 2 steps forward, 1 step back. In this case, Lara took those 2 steps forward, but in reality, it's 2 steps back because they're both drawn, and now it's coming to top decks as Lara. Now with full possession arrow because of that topper. 2 possessions, looking for 3. Here he comes. Let's see what he's got on this topper. Nope, nothing. Just going to play it cool.
Nope, still going to be stuck on Grim now.
Yeah, there's the old CEO of Grimland. One of the legends. Created this bot, of course. Great piece of... I call it a piece of art because it really is a masterpiece. It's... The way he's programmed this, Jay, it's made a lot. Obviously, it's still it's the first year of using this, right? This is only the second official tour. We know we used in the Super League, and T5 really we didn't count because that was more of just a lot of problems. But Super League for sure, and there's still a long way to go on this bot. It's still fresh. There's still many metas to find, discover, and we really won't know until we get till 2026 March. Then we'll have a full year on this thing. Then we'll really understand. But until we get there, it's a fresh bot. It's still a long way to go on the platform for sure.
Yeah, G's still drawing now. It's surprising for something as simple as a 7 to not being able to switch off of. I mean, the Lane can make another appearance and save us, and somebody can play his card and get us onto a different color.
Well, this is part of the strategy, right? Some people don't. As a commentator, it may not be the most fun thing to analyze Draw City as we go into our topper. But I know from a player perspective, that's what you gotta do. And there's the Vapor 6. That's the break right here. As G pulls the pin. Will be from Laraujo now. What's he got in the back end? Taking his time. He'll go clean here. So he's got the possession, of course, taking his time, and now G taking his time now as we continue to run the greens.
Yeah, it's good that they've dived into this color for now to get some momentum going on right here.
Laraujo plays the Chomic 8. Now, what does he have? Does he go for the switch? He's been very aggressive with it all night. You got to think. He just made it to green. He'll get off if he wants to. Yep, there it is, Jay. Called that one. There's the switch.
Yep, once again he does it.
Yeah, it's been his MO. It's working. The question is it working to a point where it's icing Lara? It might be. Right? He had been deficient on the red all night, and now if you're G, you like where you have him here. It could be tested out and see what this red 6 is, or red 7 is. Is there a back end switch? And he's going to test and see if Lara's got any more. We're looking to find some more in the reds, or is he out? Yeah, and there it is, right, Jay? We talked about it. He just can't find. The red has been haunting Lara tonight because every other color, there's magic. This is not the color, but is the right number. Let's see if topper right there. Got to think topper. 6-8, Lara up by 2. G continues to run it. One possession. Can Lara switch it?
Yeah, this is still classic G though. Like we just see him continue to find a way to freeze his opponent on that certain color, but now he's got the number efficiency switch, so maybe that could help Lara get some more ideas with this.
Lara looking to tie it up and will, but G now steals possession back. As he'll run the blues. Running it down pretty cleanly. You can tell it's going to be a race to the finish here, Jay. Definitely a race to the finish.
Yeah, sure looks like it's going to be that. 5-6, G with the advantage. Both players not having quit in their dictionary.
No, Lara now thinking this one through. He's got to think this one through. This is an important moment of the series. Got to think this one through. As G has found ways to run rampant since that game 3 where he used that big one. Game 4, big hand for Lara on the wilds, but couldn't capitalize. And G's been getting a lot more creative lately. Let's see what will be here from Laraujo. Of course, Lara, no matter what happens, we'll get a game 7. Oh, goes for the quad play. How about that, Jay?
Oh, there we go. Now we get some excitement.
Not checked, though. It's down 2, and that's G back out of here with 6 freshies as Lara goes for the break. That one I don't mind. You got to make something happen. That's a good move.
I echo you there, and now Lara off with a sizable advantage. I mean, obviously, G, he could aggressively switch it, and talk about aggression right there with that +4.
Yeah, good move there from G. You got to do something. You don't want to prevent a topper. Now we'll go into a blue here. You got to think 4 freshies off the bat, though. So that makes a little bit of a difference. And there's a skip draw, so that doesn't do anything really. Just gives G some more ammo. Yep. Gives G some little spark just to keep running it and hope the right numbers work out. Will it be from where? No, my God, double blue skip toppers? That's crazy.
Well, although he leaves it open, though, which could be a classic if G does have a skip, and then he'll make him pay for it.
I don't even know if G wants to make him pay for it. It'd be a risk to make him pay for it in the skips. We'll see. He will, though. Okay. But it's going to be not using off the skips. He goes natural with the reverses. G back in front by a possession, but Lara freed up, potentially. Nothing here. That's big. Now
that was solid by G, man.
Yeah, now it's 2 color for Lara. It's got to be. Now that it might have swung back in his favor where he needs the red. Now G looking to load up here on that +6. May have just found something locking door key for a finish here. Let's see. Did I not call that, Jay?
And wow, yeah. Well, yeah, once again, he's proving you're right, I tell you.
Yeah, I know this guy like a book. I got to go to G here. I mean, that had to be a game of patience, right, G, in a sense that you had 5 cards. Were you trying to go a little more exuberant on the switches and, right, maybe try to get Lara in using one of his ammo cards? Because you basically flushed him on that +6. And was I right to say it was a race to the finish with that +4, or did you get off that +6?
I actually got that off the +6, and as soon as I saw them at 2 cards and they had a bunch of reverses and skips, I was like, hell no, and just threw the +4 right away. So
Also, you knew they had
yeah,
it. Interesting.
I did not have a +4 until that +6. No, so I had a reverse run to the end, but um, yeah, I don't know, just kind of lined up. I mean, I'm looking at the stats here. I think the +4s are coming my way slowly, which it's not all in one game, which I like. I like it when it's usually spread out throughout the series instead of just crammed all in one game. So the way it's getting distributed on my end, I'm fine with. But yeah, I feel good.
All right. Appreciate that, G. We'll go to Lara. Lara, I mean, that game was a case of I think you had to pull the pin, right? You basically heard him. He had the reverse run to the end. Didn't mind that pull of the pin. Did you not profit off the red? Because really, that's the thing. It's been haunting you all night. You just haven't had the red, and it's been two color. And this time, you both didn't have the yellow, but he had a little bit more in the spare tanks. And despite that early triple, what do you got to do to adjust, especially if you don't have that one color? Because the whole game is flipped from those first two. Your thoughts on that? Sorry.
What are you asking?
How do you adjust your mindset for this game 7 when you just don't have that red? Because really, it's been the red deficient. How do you try to adjust? And did you have some maybe +2 back doors, or are you trying to save up a run maybe beforehand, or you just had to pull the pin? I didn't mind the pull of the pin, but you just had to pull the pin considering you have a red reverse finish. What was the mind? Talk me through the mindset of trying to get down to the maybe an operating window to 4 cars to finish. Let me know.
Did I have +2s like after that last run? No, though I was just hoping you'd switch to a different green or ironically to a red because my last 2 cars are red one. During the red, I got some of my +2 correct.
Yeah, I think so you got a little ammo profit. I got you. Is it just the red? Never mind. I was just gonna say when you're low on the red, right? Because you went for the triple play off the start. Was that a case you trying to make the deficit up because you know you don't have that third, fourth color read, and you almost want to speed G up, considering how he's been able to use his switches to his advantage tonight? Has that been your one, I guess, adjustment, trying to speed him up a little bit on that first turn and get him thinking as we go into this game 7?
The triple at the start was just because I had no blue number.
Okay. Gotcha. So just manage right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so I'll go back to Jay here. So Jay, you look at this game. Lara had the first 2 games pretty much on plan A, on lock. Nothing really to comment on there. And then it's been the mind game, the switch back and forth, the cities, right, the draw cities, and then understanding where it becomes a break point. I think G's just been able to find the break point tonight versus, let's say, maybe Lara, who had those first 2 games, but then all of a sudden hasn't been able to find maybe a 4th or 5th dimension without that red or a 4th color. Talk to me how you try to win games with 2, 3 colors, especially when you're lacking one color in the whole series. It makes it an impossible task sometimes.
Yeah, it can be tough. I mean, especially if you're on Lara's end of just you're dying to make something happen, but you don't really have the right answers for it. But I mean, he's been able to make that happen. He's been able to make it into an art, and just it just shows you how he is one of the more decorated players that we have around the server. So I mean, props to Lara for doing what he can to adjust to that. But he's got to put the pedal down if he wants to stay alive in this one. Gman's only a couple wins away from moving on to the final 4.
Yeah, I think that's been the key all night, Jay. G's been able to set up these runs, but also set up these switches perfectly and use some of those mind games to his advantage. How will Lara combat this? We'll find out. Lara, your call, no 12-8. Elimination, 2 power plays. What do you got here? G still got 1.
13.
All right, we'll go 13. So this is the highest start all night. So 13 cards, Jay. Highest start, OG full. Lara going a little bit all in. Goes into that gone green deuce, and we'll see how this one goes and reacts here. Jay, how do you think Lara's going to set this up? That's a pretty good starting card, considering red's been the color all night he hasn't worked with. Just to see not red is a good start, I would say.
Right, yeah. I mean, with how much that color's haunted him in the past games, it's probably a relief to see.
Now, this isn't a relief, though. It might be okay, though, because you got to think with 13 cards, ammo distribution, you think you played a percentage, but now G's playing trigger. Laraujo now looking to load up.
Yep, could either play it cool or he might, have gotten a pretty fortunate hand right here. No, he'll just play it simple right now as G switches over into Monkey.
Well, I mean, this is what you gotta do. If you're G, you stick to your MO. Switching. If you're Lara, the MO has not been too high on being able to find those switches and find those unique combos, and that's what you gotta do, Jay. You stick to your guns, and if it's working, it's gotten to the dance this far into a Game 7 here. That's what you gotta stick with. Here he comes into a zero sugar. L6. Now here comes Lara. I think G might be a little bit more aggressive with the switching too, Jay, because he's up 4-2. I think when you're up, you can play around with it a little more versus when you're down or nowhere to go. And there it is. There's the Night Walk. We saw Night and Lane have been the two cards all night. It's been working. Let's see if they continue to run. G into the red deuce, and we have a tie game now, but Lara with possession arrows. Nobody's drawn.
Yeah, both of them still running it down as we now have made it over 90 minutes now on the stream.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. 45.
So making that time quite valuable.
Absolutely, Jay. Appreciate that. Into the blue, so let's see how Lara responds. G with the little break right there. What will Lara do right here? Gotta find something to magically get this back into a Game 8. That's when things can get a little different. And he's going to go back to the green. Interesting. G
had an answer for that, though.
Yeah, G has the answer into the green. Double play. What will Lara have here? Into the old Lara Yepez, the old classic combo from the last round, the Sports 16. Lara plays it cool. Here comes G, draws, and you had to feel that was a good move there from Lara. Nothing for G on that one. Oh, but that's a switch.
Oh, he's iced on the yellow and the green.
Iced on a double ice. Here comes Lara looking for the win. Let's see. Or not the win, sorry. To maybe check. Let's see. What will he do right here? Oh, double 9. There we go. Dittos it.
Again, G with nothing to show for that one.
Let's see what Lara... Does Lara get the win to force the Game 8? We'll find out. Hasn't really had much craziness. I think G could have been a confident with the switching, but at the same time, I think, Jay, if he does get the win, you wonder if the light switching was a case of nothing, and that's game.
Yep.
Yep, I had a feeling it was two things. It had to be just nothing from G, had to get the light switching to go, and Lara keeps the series alive as we'll go to a Game 8. All right, we'll go to G here. G, I had a feeling with the light switching, you were just kind of just saying, you know what? I'm up here. I could be a little aggressive, but also maybe I don't have the cards. Was that the case there? Just you had to switch it, try something because you were lacking a lot of Delta on ammo?
A little bit, but I also just don't like Game 7, so...
Okay, interesting comment there from G. Doesn't like Game 7, just gonna... Okay, that's interesting, Jay. Maybe just drop one, who knows? We'll go over to Lara here. Lara, I gotta say that game was more of just running clean. Did you feel more confident to make that green switch? Because I misspoke. We only had played the one card. Did you just feel confident in the sense that, hey, with the green... Yeah, Game 7 winner there. But did you feel more confident to go back to the green wild because of the case of G had switched early and you just felt that you had more of the pace delta and you were just willing to be more confident, stick it in and try something, considering you have two power plays now and in a good spot to get back to a Game 8, your last home game?
Yeah, I was definitely feeling a little more confident. Um, uh, G trying to switch really.
More confident, gotcha.
Yeah,
Jay, is he cutting out? What is going on?
Yeah, he kind of is.
Can you repeat that
Like
back, buddy?
every
Can
once in a while.
Can you repeat that back? My bad.
what I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you cut out. My bad. You said you felt more confident, right? Now the wild there. Were you more
Yeah.
were you more trying to do that save because you found the green? I was basically saying you just felt more confident that you had a nice double pack right there of the wild plus 4 wild. And you felt that was enough to get the win.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, we'll see how it goes here, Jay. Because this game 8, you look at this right now. It's an interesting series here. Lara's fit. He's fighting back. You know, he didn't have much going other than those game 1 to that one was more of a plan A game. He's 1, 2. I say 2 out of 3 because game 2 game 1 he had to fight a little bit, but I would say game 2 in this one a little bit more plan A, but more centralized plan A wins versus G who's been able to make the light switching work. But that light switching is only going to work sometimes if you have the delta. Your thoughts on what he's got to do to close out? How does Lara now with 2 power plays with the advantage a little bit because G used 1 can make the difference here in these last 2 and maybe force a game 9?
Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, time will tell for a lot to decide on this one. Just yeah, Lara, did a real wonderful job. I mean, even though without using that power play, I mean, which definitely helps in that regard. It's saving that magic touch for the final strike right there. But no, I mean, so far, G, I mean, still technically got since he still has the lead, he can still afford to still stay aggressive. I mean, especially with those aggressive switches that he's been known to do, and I still think despite Lara trying to prove on to the contrary, like G, I mean, with his OMs, I think they might be still lethal enough to maybe get him the edge, but still only time will tell. Still a lot to see.
Yep, potentially 2 more games. We'll see if Lara can find one right here. Lara, back to you. Looking to force a G9. No 12, no 8, no 13. What do we got? 2 power play, of course. G got 1.
1 up to 14.
All right, we'll go OG. We'll go the double OG, excuse me. As there's Brock puts it in. Lara's last start of the night, 14. Will it be the last start of the game? And how about that, Jay? Good starter right there. Good starter. Varigold skip. You can do a lot of eye candy with that for sure.
Oh yeah, here we go. Just you can definitely make a good double or triple. Based off of this start alone. We'll see what Lara chooses.
Lara taking his time here to think through these cards and really process the moment. G 1 away. Lara looking to force the game 9. He'll take a second to load up. Let's see. Goes for the quick double hitter. How about that? I just mentioned that too. Off the start, you can do a lot of things. Does G try to ISO back? He will. Does Lara once again have the same problem as he's done the prior games where he just doesn't have one color? That's going to be the read. This time he saves it. You wonder if it wasn't red this time, where maybe it makes the difference, because red has been his killer combo as we go ditto.
Yeah, it really has. But yeah, go with a 5 right there with the Gman.
You're looking for a switch yourself.
Yeah. I apologize first off for trying to keep up my enthusiasm. Like the clouds are starting to roll over my eyes. I'm trying to keep this up the best I can. But no, we're getting close to the finish line.
Yeah, I know, Jay. I know you got a lot going on. I know with your work and all. I understand, buddy. Not your fault. I know Brock and you guys. I appreciate you guys coming out here tonight. I really do. I know it's a light crowd. And we only have about 6, 7 people. But then again, it is Sunday day and people got to go to work and school tomorrow. So makes sense. We'll see. Everything else will be 7 o'clock, and there's 8:30, and then who knows when my game will play. We're just waiting on Guy. He's got to reschedule. So Was scheduled for 1. We'll have to look at. So so that's it for Lara on the yellow, and G now gets what he wants. The question is, does he want to switch it?
Let's see if it is valuable enough for him to do something with.
G not going to take the chance. Going to go draw city here. Lara with a topper. Yes, that's not really much of one. Rocky top there.
Yeah, same exact.
Well, but it will be
Rogers
something
form.
interesting. So G was going to roll into it. And now Laraujo has the possession. Well, never mind. He's got the lead outright. Up a possession. Looking for more. He started the game, obviously. Lara's still with 2 power play. G with 1. What will it be from G here? Taking his time. Plays a green 1. Now Lara looking to load in. What will Lara have right here on this green 1? Making a little bit of a break right here. Has the lead, has a couple possessions in the back pocket. This time G made the break the green though. And I'll just play clean and Chomik.
Yep, going up to Chomik. Lara is. So not really any extravagant plays by these players so far. Still a bit early in the game to do it, but you never know. I mean, we are in Game 7 now, right?
No, Game AJ.
This is 8, yeah. So with Lara having that 2 power plays, could be, if he's able to make this a Game 9, that could be 1 used for each game, or could try and use both to, possibly tie it up. But Gman also has his 1 power play too. I mean, if he's able to get a good use of it, then it's lights out for Lara.
Absolutely. Now, well, G going to draw back here. Lara with the chance to run. See what we'll do. He'll go 1 up this time. G been trying those switches, and we talked about it. Sometimes it's an enabler. We'll see. Lara up a couple possessions now. G. We'll see what he does. He tries to switch. I mean, this rate, you never know. He'll go for a classic G triple play, and this could be one of those situations, Jay, where it's a heat check, sure, but it's also a case of flip the scoreboard and see how Lara tries to cope with this. In the red. It's been his 1 deficient color all night, so that's hard to believe here with +6 as well. You'd think it'd be a deficient. Maybe G trying to exhaust this into an ammo war. We'll see. Lara taking his time right here. What has he got? He goes for a triple play into the greens, and that's where G may have been able to fool him in the past, though. Back to red, says G, with a crossover.
Back to green now.
Oh,
back to red again.
No, says G, a little mind game. Now after the Lara, how do you respond? How do you respond here? Because this is a heater and a half.
I tell you, KT, this is ultimate flexing by G-Man right here. Just
this would.
He had the double red 3 to put Lara back right where he wants him.
Even if Lara has to use ammo cards right here, G got what he wanted because you think about it. If he doesn't do that little, and he's got nothing right. He doesn't do that little top decker. It could change the whole momentum. So even if he had to use action cards there, G got what he wanted at that. Now it's a hard switch. Lara gets back to green though on his sugar.
Yeah, he's still on a green.
And you know what, Jay? You don't think about that though, right? You don't think about that. You think 0 is a safe haven, but we haven't played a 0 sugar. So, wow, that is a clutch play from Lara, and just like that, he ties the game if he can play right here. or takes the lead. Let's see. Goes in the yellow.
Yeah, yellow though.
Nothing for G, and now Laraujo can run. Lara, of course, 2 power plays, and that green zero sugar saved him a little bit off the top. What's he got here? Plays it cool. He's got the possession into red. Now J. This is where Lara has not been clean all night on these reds, but remember, we had a +6 exchange. That's the one kicker. That +6 exchange makes the difference sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we're back to a territory which G's familiar with. That's where he wanted to remain before Lara executed that quick switch.
Let's see what Lara will do here. Power play in the back pocket for both. Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Man.
Lara with a heater. Triple play. And he's in there. Down to deuce. But no power play used. That's the one thing, Jay. He didn't use it, so makes you wonder on that one.
And he still has both. But I could wonder if he maybe doesn't have anything. He's going to trip right there into red.
G goes back for the ice of the red. Let's see what Lara will do here. Did Lara save the red? I'd be shocked if he did. But he could have a 2. What will Lara do? Looking to force a game 9. G, on the other hand, goes for the ISO play. Lara taking his time, thinking this one through. He's got no. I was going to say if he had
does
something.
nothing.
If I would be shocked if he had something there. I'm not going to lie. That would be a shocker. So that was a good ISO from G. Let's see if he can get the top decks to work. 5 possession lead though. What does Lara get off the topper? Well, okay. So we'll Allen 9 deuce now from Lara. G into the red 1. What will Lara have right here? Has to be either a power play or a 1. You got to think you're J. He got the 1.
Oh, he's got the check.
Back to blue. Lara, no power play. That's the thing, right? If you're G, you can rest knowing there's no power play used. So it makes you wonder. Okay, he may not have this in blue, and that's where he's got to go through the progressions now. Just a bad number right there. Unfortunate draw. That's really what I can really say on that one.
Yeah, just a hindsight play, really.
Yeah.
By G, but he's still got options though.
Yeah, he's got plenty of options, and that's the one thing you gotta think about. He's got options and gotta land on either the right number if he plays it straight, or does he just classic this to a wild? I don't know. We'll see. We have seen classics work before in a situation. Just classic it out back to a red, and we keep the series going. Appreciate you guys sticking with us here. We started a little later due to some back-end stuff, of course, and started around 8:20. It's about 10 o'clock now on the East Coast. Appreciate you guys sticking. We're definitely feeling it tonight. There's no doubt. G, thinking this one through? Let's see what he'll do here.
Yeah, this is the longest we've seen him take his time for any play tonight. Whoa, there's a quad right there.
Yeah,
he does.
He just sends the house back to Lara. And now G in the driver's seat. Lara, fresh cards, but how much more do you have left? Because the +4s are going low.
Yeah, and he wanted that yellow too to be able to finish that quad run.
Only a +2 remains in yellow. +4 still on the table. There's still 2 of them. What will Lara do here? God, I think G's either sent the house or he's meant business. We'll see. Oh, he gets the +2s back. Wow.
He
Don't
left
even,
it open though.
well, you know, I don't even mind that. That could have been series right there. Think about it. I don't even mind that. You got to throw something right there because G could have had a run right there in his game. So now you just hope for some number efficiency to work out, or you get top decker into green. Does Lara have anything to really stop that? No. So G now, once again, has all the hard work to do again as he continues to run the colors and numbers. Goes for the 1. Lara now looking to respond. Does he have a switch here? Or does he have a top decker? Power play open for both still. There's the switch, Jay. The red. That's where G had faded off earlier, though, and G can run. What will Laraujo have right here? Into the red, makes the break. He's been deficient on it all night. But can he be efficient on it for this one? Let's see what will be here. Laraujo thinking this one through. G doing some typies. What will it be from where? Just a skip draw.
Yep, got double. Oh,
no, it's a skip draw.
he still left it open. Yeah, it looked like it was a double for a second.
But G's going to draw back as well. So that's interesting right there, Jay. G now down 3. Lara, does he have anything off the topper? No. Now we're going back. Well, you got to think it makes sense, too, because we're going back. Because you look at the CH, red's been not 100% juiced, but very, very low on the cards and juiced in general. Now Laraujo looking to find something here, and he can. Now G will go a top decker into the 9 in the Allen 9. Maybe trying to get the switch. G down possession. Does Lara break it here to get the 2? Or does he have a topper of his own to keep it 2 possessions naturally with the red? Let's see, loading up here, throwing this one to the side here. Another one, Jay. What do you got, buddy? Oh, game. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're over an hour for sure.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I was looking at the game length too.
Yeah, we've been cracking the whip on the stream, buddy. There's the switch. So G runs through that door. Interestingly enough. Will it be from where? What does he got into the green? Goes to. Had not seen
with that
blue in a
JT switch.
The JT, I don't know about that one, Jay. That's definitely a call right there and a half from Lara. He's going to have something confident in this blue because not many cards have been used in blue, so he's got to have something confident right here. This is going to be an interesting call. Into a blue 8. Okay, so G with the +2.
Oh, yeah,
I was just
there's
about
the
to
double.
Say, yeah, I was going to say that +2 into your car. That's one of them used. Someone was hiding them. There we go. What will Lara have now? +2. Let's see. Does Lara have a response? Throws a period. Just plays it cool. Is this G for the win?
Yep. Could get to Uno. It's right within his grasp.
It's either Uno or it's going to be a game over, I think. Yeah, I called it, Jay. Power play.
It's over, man. It's over. G with the win.
Yep, G uses his last power play, sends Lara to the back foot with no power play. I'll go G. G, first Final Four, man. I mean, I'm going to ask you that game. That was more of a salvage job, I say. You really didn't have anything going off the start. You really had to find a lot more in the back end. Was that a case of that +4 he threw at the +6 combo, the +2 and the +4? Was that really the... Felt like game 9. Was that really that 6-card chain really allowed you to get some ammo returns there? And talk to me about the ISO efficiency that worked in your favor. and you allowed him to get basically running first, where you can be able to run the back end.
Can you link me the 6th card again? Because I don't remember when specifically that was.
Here.
Here. Oh man.
If you can't remember, I understand. That was a long one.
Was that early? That felt early on.
No, that was late.
Oh, that was late. Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, that was pretty late.
I mean, I was getting decently close to the end. I had a +4 from the start, but I was really not sure when to pull the trigger on it.
Okay.
So that threw me back a bit. I didn't have a direct path through the end because I actually had a stray blue skip, which I threw out there. The real critical thing for me was when he got the Uno on blue 1. Then I was really not sure what to do because I had like 3 different options. I ultimately decided to go for the safest one, and maybe just play the game out a little longer, which in the long run ended up panning out well. But yeah, that was very stressful because I did not want to go to game 9. But
I got you. Well, we don't know your opponent, but your thoughts on playing either Monkey or Ed coming up? Obviously, it's kind of crazy. We've all been around this block, but you never play either one of them in your career. That's a little shock.
I mean, I could have played Monkey last season, but that was part of my epic losing streak I had. But it'll be interesting. I'm just really happy to make it back to the Final Four. But it's I mean the goal is to make my first finale now because we've reached the peak. We've reached the peak, and now we need to find something higher. So. Peak where I've been before, at least. But yeah, this was a tense series, but again, Lara is always fun to play against, and I'm glad I was able to get the win here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to whoever my Final Four opponent is, and hopefully I can get the win there and make the finale.
I appreciate that. Lara, I guess that's the one thing. Did you have some type of opportunity on a power play, or what was lacking there? See, that blue 1, she's right. I was wondering the same thing there.
If I had power played before my Uno there, I think I would have won. Not gonna lie, I didn't realize we had 2 power plays until like halfway through this game.
What?
Yeah, I thought I only had 1, so I was gonna save it for the last game.
It's a good thing you remembered it regardless, though. It pretty much saved you.
No, Jay didn't. No, he thought he had 1 the whole game. He didn't use 1. No.
I thought you were still talking to G. My bad.
No, I'm talking to Lara. No, G used both of them. No, he iced them out.
I mean, I sure hope I would know the rules, because if I don't, we kind of have a problem.
Well, you shouldn't even be...
I'm just how tired, bro.
I know, man. We'll get you. I'm going to speed this up so we can get you out of here. Larry, your thoughts on the good run, though? I know you and Brock got to go up early. I even got to get up early. But anyway, points. Larry, your thoughts on a good run and what you learned in this tournament. Definitely a good start to the season compared to where you were last year. I'm pretty sure all you had was 3 wins, so now you got 3 off the start, off the get-go here.
Oh yeah, I think I'm satisfied with the run. I feel like I could have. I definitely, in hindsight, I see some opportunities where I gotten a handover Gman places. Maybe like took a couple of his. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with the tournament. I got 3 wins over much higher than mine. One being like a former world champion. So yeah.
I appreciate,
Good run.
No, yeah, good run. I appreciate that. Jay, I guess we'll call. Like I say, I know you got to go. Your thoughts on G moving on to his Final Four? I believe it's his 3rd Final Four now. Like I said, it's been a hot second. And your thoughts on this series? I think it was a case of, I think aggression maybe could have paid off a little more for Lara, as some of the, I see what people are saying in the chat. I think it was more just these mind games and G just having that EXP from the past being here now 4 times in his career in this specific round. Your thoughts on this?
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, G, like we're starting to basically see the G-man of the days of old now. How, no longer is he in that slouch from, 2024. And we're starting to see him, come back up to his full potential now. And I kind of had that feeling that he'd, use some of his, old tricks and his old skills to pretty much have to make Lara fight for it. And he sure did. And making use of both power plays. And unfortunately, Lara was still empty on both power plays. So that's another woulda, coulda, shoulda with Lara had a few things go his way too. But still a great playing for both guys, and it's awesome to see G make it back to this point. As well, look forward to seeing who he's going to be facing here in the Final Four, and if he's going to be able to go all the way. So, looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Appreciate that, Jay. Want to thank William Brock here for referencing tonight. Let's go to the updated bracket, and there it is. G moving on. Will possibly have a chance to run it back if Ed wins with a 10-13 in the Final Four. That'd be something. And Monkey wins it's the 7-10. And Monkey would control at home. No idea what's going on with my game just yet. We're waiting on to get that schedule with Gman and myself. Had to reschedule. He had some come up. And then, of course, Vapor Myth. Tomorrow, the big one, 7 o'clock. A lot of people have been hyping that one up for a game of just really the rematch. Who can find a little redemption? We're going to find out tomorrow at 7 who will get it done. G moves on, though, so that means the only chance to keep it going for Masters, Vapor's got to win. He's got to get the revenge on Myth. If Myth wins, G wins the class, and that would make it 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 on the classes, with only Vets being the decider, of course. If Myth wins, then it'll continue into the Final Four with Ed and Monkey, a veteran class duel. Well, for JT, myself, it's been a pleasure tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you guys for coming out, who will watch. I know it was a late night. We apologize for some of the early audio detection. We'll look back and say, I'm not sure what's going on with that. We'll check back that in. But for JT and myself and William Broad, appreciate that. Once again, congratulations to our 2 players, Lara and G, on great runs. But G continues to run as he makes it back 20 months later, 21 months later. Who would have thought? He's back into another Final Four as he hangs another banner up in his career as he looks to get back into the medal circle. And, of course, one more thing to add, I guess, before I go. Well, G will get a medal no matter what, because with the new Final Four, or the new third-place game rules, it's a split on the bronze medal as we test out some new things for that Final Four finale for hopefully the end of the season will be implemented with regular CSR. So congratulations to G on, no matter what happens, at least getting a medal, as that is the rule until we get that sorted out for now. But all said and done, thank you to everybody, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 o'clock, 6:45 coverage for Myth, Vapor, Myth. It's going to be an electric one on the table. Good night, everybody. I know you got to go.
All right, sweet. Yeah, happy to make it to the finish line.